It's game number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Winner goes into the Pro League, the Spicy Waffles, battling back after the Night's Watch. Really handled them for 2 games.
You know, after game 2, I talked a little bit about how the games weren't competitive enough and that we were seeing more from the bottom-seeded Challengers Cup than we were from 2 teams that should have been at equal skill level. And out of nowhere, we're at equal games, right? 2-2. And this is very Titan versus Cloud9-esque from what we saw from Worlds. I mean, they've battled back through a pretty uncertain circumstances, losing the Fire Giant at the end and still wound up getting the kill even after losing the fight. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Yeah, after banning out Bushy so many times. I mean, most of the God bans have been targeted at Bushy from the side of the Night's Watch. He gets his hands on the Hun bots after playing Thor a few times. Not to great success, but the Hun bots just absolutely did work. And now, well, once again, as you mentioned, right, it's the Night's Watch advantage for the last game and this one, as they have to lose, obviously, with the set to continue, which means they get their first pick choice if they want it or not. Last game didn't seem to give them much of an advantage, although they did have a pretty good early game start there. I mean, it's not very often you see the first few kills go one way and then the game turns that drastically. Have we seen, by the way, Game Hunter play 4 different gods at this point? I think so, yeah. We saw Loki, Cabrakan, Hercules, and now Chaac. And then NQ played Tyr twice. Chaac, Tyr again, yeah, and Hercules. And then Hercules, right? So a lot of different gods coming out from the solo laners. We have one more game to go as we get into the picks and bans here. Winner goes to the SPL, loser goes back to Challengers, maybe revisits their roster. I mean, I don't think anyone should be making any changes, and I hope the losers don't, man, but this is going to be a game to watch. Well, for the last time today, for me and Brandon, it's the picks and bans out of the European best-of-5 winner into the Pro League, loser, as you mentioned, back to the Amateur League. It's the Night's Watch and the Spicy Waffles here. First ban from the Night's Watch will be the Cirque. Can't believe it. That's actually going to be more than likely a Sylvanas ban as well. I mean, it's been banned every game so far. No, they're going to ban Bologna. Night's Watch doesn't want it either. Or maybe they're looking for the Sylvanas pick. Will Spicy Waffles? Yeah, same bans. Okay. Yeah. No analysis. They just don't like those characters. And they definitely don't like to play against Alquang. We saw how effective that was for Zinder. That was actually brutal. Yeah. First pick option here, Rama, right? I mean, yes. Yeah, okay. Ram. This character has won every game so far. He has a 100% win rate in this set. You're right. Moex twice, Bobat twice. Bologna, Sylvanas have a 100% ban rate in this matchup so far. And Circuit. Yeah, all 3. Yeah. Option up top here. Athena's still on the table. Agni has done very well, but I mean, with the way that Janice played? No, they're going to go Agni, Athena. Okay, so back down to the bottom side. Sylvanas gets taken away. Few supports remain here. I don't know if they're going to choose that yet, though they do have the option. I'm kind of seeing the mid. Poseidon's still on the table. Not a bad matchup versus Agni. Okay, Poseidon. Apparently, me and Europe are on the same page. And the Batz. Okay, so it's not going to be the Giannis. And so now here the question for me is like... Thor? Spicy Waffles. Yeah, are they going to take the Thor here, or are they going to take the Chaac, Tyr, whichever warrior they want and ban out the other? And they could. No, they're going to play Bastett. Bushy going to go more into this damage-oriented, and this is... I mean, for me, a lot of the fights they won were because Fear No Evil was incredible. I mean, with the fact that he missed most of his Thor CC and lost the fight off the damage, for me, Bushy going into full damage might not be the correct call here, but, I mean, if he can get his stuff together and land those big hits, it's going to really be more up to Zinder to drop the fights. He has just as much damage, plus an insane amount of CC. Night's Watch have banned out Shibalunke now. Means the late game should belong to them. HUD bots plus Ram is big late game potential. Tyr, gonna get banned away here. Option to Spicy Waffles. Chaac has been very favored. Hercules as well. Medusa. We forgot about Medusa. Well, I didn't. Europe did. Europe forgot about Medusa. I love Medusa. They're gonna try Medusa, but she's an ability-based hunter, not a tremendous late game carry. She's decent. She's more of a team fighter and very similar to DPSer. Yeah, it's much like an On Her, right? Except for the ultimate a little bit better. Cupid. And her single target kill potential, maybe not quite as good as On Her. Sure. A little more of the team fight presence. But it's Geb and Chaac to round out the Night's Watch roster. And the Geb plus Hunbots combination should and can be very, very effective in the team fights. Chaac going to bring that big silence. And now Spicy Waffles. They have some... they have a pretty decent team fight between the Athena, Agni, and Medusa combination. Plus, we haven't mentioned this, but it's the Athena Medusa lane, which should be just guaranteed kills. Oh, yeah. What in the world? That's the don't look at me lane. I love it. Hercules going to be locked in. No surprises there. Herc and Chaac will once again end up against each other, this time swapping once again. Geb versus Athena. Really, realistically, what it comes down to is in this duo lane, Geb must be very separate from Rama so that they both don't get taunted. Yes. If Rama gets taunted, Geb shield stops it, right? So it should wind up being at least somewhat negated. Another big issue, though, is that Medusa's Acid Spray is a lot easier on the clear than Astral Strike, right? Because Astral Strike, you must position yourself. Acid Spray is like, I will throw this.
Right. Yeah, Acid Spray, very, very capable clearing tool. Rom will have the advantage for the first few levels until the ability damage comes online for Medusa. Let's get into the game in 1 second, and let's have at it, guys. It's game number 5, the Night's Watch versus the Spicy Waffles. Let's introduce the squads one last time. The Night's Watch will be the blue trunks. 2 games apiece. Bottom side of the minimap, left side of your spectator UI. It's NQ as your solo lane Chaac. Zindern in the jungle as Hunbots. Carino will be your mid lane Poseidon, Wolf of Elo Street, and Moex in the duo lane as Geb and Ram. Their opponents for the 5th time today, it's the Spicy Waffles. It's Game Hunter in the solo lane as Herc. Bushy in the jungle as the Bastett. Wolfie in the mid lane as Agni, and that leaves Flurry Q and Ninja Bobat as Athena and Medusa.
No Soul Stones this time. Mystical Mail Rush this time coming up from NQ. I definitely prefer this, especially on Chaac, who does not need the Bluestone Pendant, right? He's already going to have the Overflow passive, giving him clear casting every 5 auto attacks. With that, we are seeing, once again, a Bobat go into the Heartseeker comparatively to Moex going into the Dev's Gloves. Now, with Medusa, this is a really big deal, Bart, because if she gets that online very, very quickly, it's almost impossible to shut her down.
Yeah, it'll be loads of damage. Oh, we forgot to mention, by the way, when we were kind of recapping Game Hunter's God pool so far, he played Cabrakan.
Yeah, I mean, Cabrakan's crazy. I mean, not a great god by any standard, right? Damage not super high until it has a bunch of abilities online, or rather a bunch of items online, but what he does do well is control team. Oh, are they doing this? They have the ward. They're going to see them move in. They have no idea they're coming.
Here comes the Game Hunter. He's going to turn the corner with Bastett. No hog used just yet, so they're going to keep it competitive. The Cat Scratch comes out. Zindern in a bit of trouble, getting smacked around. He's going to use his hog. 1, 2 more hits are going to do it from Game Hunter. Not going to find it. Big part of the camp is still alive. Bastett takes a bit of harass for her trouble. And at level 1, it's going to be no speed camp there as Zindern sitting at about 150 HP. Oh! That would have been a kill from the Driving Strike. Bushy trying to get in position for the Cat Scratch, but now the axe is going to hit 2. Proccing out. Okay, there's the scratch. Shouldn't be enough to kill. No, not even close as the mana pot. I'm sorry, the health pot of this one is dealing about as much.
Pot's gone though. That's the remaining amount of his health, barring HP 5. So he's sitting at about 200. I mean, he gets hit by a knockup by Game Hunter, and it's going to be a world of hurt.
Yeah, basically everybody except for NQ is out of pots at this point. NQ has more pots than you can shake a stick at, though.
Yeah, I mean, the issue here is that I don't understand how Hunbots isn't getting pressured right now.
There we go. NQ being pushed back. He's going to need some Archer spam as well. Overhand scratch as well. A couple more in-hands going to do it. Zindern going to take some Archer damage as well, and just so low now and stuck under the tower is the Night's Watch.
Don't look at them. Get in the jungle. Get those buffs. You have double Hand of the Gods. Oh, no. Their Hand of the Gods were used in the last wave.
Yeah, to get that wave pressured forward. Here comes the Bates. Carino's moving forward. They don't see him at all. NQ's just got to stay alive for another few seconds. There's the Whirlpool on the backside. The knockup as well.
Beautiful dodge.
He's there. Zindern. One more in-hand is going to be your first one. Game Hunter just off the mark. Carino's going to try to clean this one up. He needs some in-hands, but here comes Wolfie.
He's trying for it. He's going to dash. No stun. Sending the title search, but not finding it. Still everybody's alive. None of the jungle has been taken on this side of the map. Who is even in the duo lane? Who knows?
Duo lane also getting pretty close to a kill as well, as Bobat's very, very low. And the posturing from Wolf of Elo Street Moex shows that they were trying to dive over there as well. It's no kills just yet, but tons of action in the first 2 minutes.
I don't think I've ever seen a better start to a Game 5. Right? I mean, that was dead even on both sides, almost giving up first blood on both ends. Neither team really having a great line to a kill, and when they did, they put themselves at risk. I mean, this is top-level play. This is what I expect from 1-2 seed SPL. And right now, I don't think either team could have played either engagement any better.
No, they seem to be really within their comfort zones, playing very, very high-level Smite right now. The Night's Watch and the Spicy Waffles both contending for the same spot in the Pro League. Winner takes all here in this last game in the best of 5. Well, Brandon, do you have your marbles on either squad in this one?
It's hard to say. I mean, you look at the comps, right, and you have right side, you have Medusa lining up for Bastett with Agni bombs in the back line with Athena taunt.
Yeah.
And then Hercules. You didn't even mention Hercules in that comp. But then across the way, you have 4-man silence, which you have to beads then into Fear No Evil, or vice versa.
Right, it's a combo we saw very successful for Spicy Waffles. You get the silence out, then the Fear No Evil follow up with a Kraken.
We didn't even talk about the Kraken. We didn't talk about the fact that Cataclysm is there. And then all the while, Moex is on his famed Rama.
Yeah. A little bit more of these kind of execution-oriented lineup from Spicy Waffles. They have a very, very powerful lineup, but it does require some of these abilities to be fired in the correct order and at the right times versus the TheNightsWatch that just has 4 enormous circles.
And remember, we did see Poseidon one time this set, and that was Carino playing it, and he won that game.
He did very, very well, in fact, that game. Poseidon was banned in the last 2 games as well, so Carino unable to pick that one up, but here, back into his hands. The Agni, however, is factored in very, very heavily. Scylla was what Spicy Waffles were kind of leaning towards earlier in this contest, but this time, it's going to be Poseidon versus Agni. Classic matchup.
Zindurin rotates back over to solo to try to find a kill on a Game Hunter, but Game Hunter's driving strike a little bit too strong, gets him out of dodge. And with that, we are sitting at a basically even game. It's about 150 gold that separate the teams. Experience basically dead even, albeit Zindurin has his ultimate here, and Bushy doesn't. Oh no, he just hit 5.
Yeah, I mean, this...
Never mind.
This game has been so frenetic, we didn't even talk about the level 3, or the 3rd minute camps that came up at the mid lane. And it looks like they were split, as the gold is basically dead even here. Experience ever so slightly in favor of the TheNightsWatches. Looks like one more wave was just farmed up.
I'm actually pretty surprised to see the goal be that even, considering the fact that Bobat's been playing the tower game for quite some time. I mean, he's about 150 gold down, but at this point, that Heartseeker is done. I mean, can we check gold in hand real quick, if you don't mind? Gold in hand right now for Medusa. Where is she?
She's at 500.
Oh, she doesn't even have enough.
Yeah, she's not there. 720 required to finish off that Heartseeker, I think.
Wow. No, that used to be 720. It's like 5.
Yeah, now it's like 5 something, yeah.
Yeah, it's real cheap.
She's very close. She probably has it now at that 550 mark.
We'll see her back here.
Here's a question. Did Poseidon, he went back to pick up his cooldown boots. He did go for a Doom Orb in the first game that he was played. Will we see it again? He does have that Lost Artifact started up, but will it be the cooldown max CDR Poseidon, which I don't think is a great build, honestly.
I like the Doom Orb, honestly. I think we'll see it again. He's not too far off. He should be, I would say, about 4 or 5 waves from making sure that's done, maybe even a little bit sooner. With that, Carino has been a great force for his team. If he can get off a lot of damage, not give up a kill early, and get those 50 stacks off, if he finds one decent Kraken at a Gold Fury fight, it's just going to end the fight.
We're about 30 seconds away from the next set of mid-camps coming up, which should be the next point of contention. Although Zindurin's posturing up in the mid lane like he wants to try to make something out of this. Gonna leap away from an Agni Bomb there, but nothing really cooking just yet.
Still 0-0. Will we see another? Oh! That was the Kraken I was talking about.
There is the Kraken connecting on to Bushy. Just not a very high HP character in that assassin Bastett. Crippled out and destroyed by the Kraken. It's been a while since we've really seen the first Kraken attempt that wasn't at the mid-camp be successful, and Carino able to execute that. We've seen Poseidon struggle, actually, for the last few weeks in pro play.
Realistically, though, that was the target they wanted more than anything else. At this stage of the game, shutting down Bastett is their best opportunity to win this game. I mean, Bastett requires experience of gold probably more than any other character in the game. Her game from behind is terrible. Her entire CC is like she has some slows, right? She's all about the big hits, and she can't get those off if she's going to be level 6. Zindurin about to be level 8 off this wave.
Yeah, it's a character that lives and dies by her scaling and her ability to get kills kind of at proxy distance, right? Get in there, dump everything, and then run away. And, well, there's just a critical mass at which if you have enough damage, you'll get the kill, and if you don't, you won't. And as of right now, Bastett is not on the curve to be in the position she wants to be, 2 levels behind the Hun bots.
You know, I think her critical mass is actually level 10. Level 10 is her strongest level by like a mile, right? That's where she's going to really outclass everyone, because you're able to either declaw or pounce in and then get that max damage on the razor claws, which is going to have the open wound effect as well, and then level 2 cats to try to burst people down under towers. That's her best chance to get kills. That may be level 5, right as the cats come up, and she has not had a lot of success at this point. She's level 7 right now, just getting into it. As you see over on the left side, Zindurin already coming out of the base, has a camp to farm up. They're already posturing towards the Gold Fury, and with the way things are going, I'm going to assume this one's going to belong. Oh wait, the cats are down. They don't have a line to this. Kraken's back up.
Oh, Wolf is here, though. Right in execute range, he gets it. But the Spicy Waffles still secure the Gold Fury. However, Fleur Q is killed and response, but they'll give that one up all day. Pushback now is Gab Wolf of Yellow Street. He's in a Cataclysm, too. They probably don't want to push him there. The Hunbot's ultimate directly on mark, but the Agni Bomb's coming over the top. They don't have enough to kill Game Hunter, but the knockback keeps him out of tower range for the moment. No follow-up from the TheNightsWatch, unfortunately. They just give up a Gold Fury in exchange for 1 kill.
You know what that comes down to is Athena had the hand 3 on time, and Geb didn't. Wolf of Yellow Street wind up throwing that fight because he didn't have the timing, he didn't have the amount of gold, and that might be the difference between the Mark of the Vanguard versus the Watcher's Gift. The Watchers gave her enough gold
the blink
to get it in.
Yeah, so the Watchers and the blink.
That's what it was. They're still down in experience, but we saw this. This is exactly where Spicy was last game.
That's right, yeah. Same general position.
Although,
Chaac, however, does have the mystical mail out first.
They don't have that Janus this time.
They do not. They don't have that all in. Spicy Waffles has banned out Ao Kuang in every single game so far. You can just see why. Zindern hasn't had the same impact. He had some really big plays on the Thor in the last couple of games, but he just hasn't had that same impact that did on the Ao Kuang, that carry potential. And that's really what he needs to bring to the table as the Hun bots. And, well, he's off to a very good start so far. His first ultimate was on target. He's got a couple assists to his names, and he's ahead of Bushy, probably most importantly.
It's actually pretty strange to me to not see Talaria boots on the mids and the junglers. I mean, the amount, especially on Bastett, I mean, granted, the scaling on Bastett, 40 extra damage on all of her abilities is a big deal. It's 120, right? But, I mean, if the extra damage she could have gotten by leveling faster and moving faster around the map would have been probably a little bit better here, especially as Bushy, who's had maybe a little bit harder of a time in the farm department over the last 2 games. The last 4 games.
Mid-camp's coming back up here now. It's going to be the 3rd spawn at the 9-minute mark, right side. Currently being camped by Bushy, but NQ on his way in, rotating over as a Herc as well. Wolf of Velo Street's going to push Flurry Q away from the left side camps here, but the Agni bombs are coming over the top. They've caught out Wolf of Velo Street with a taunt and damage combination, but not scratching the surface very much of that Geb 1. Game Hunter secures the right side camps for the Spicy Waffles. The left side, I believe, did go to the Night's Watch split
cleanly
at the 9-minute camps.
That's going to be big there for Game Hunter, who already has a decent lead. You see him 1 level ahead right now, but he hasn't gone back to the base yet to finish up that mystical mail. He's about 500 gold in the lead, though, even without it.
NQ going to try to trade away with Game Hunter here. Mystical mail taking him away. The archers are there as well, but NQ shrugging those off with the heal coming out of that rain dance.
Look at Game Hunter's health. That was so quick. I mean, he just took 40-50% of his health, just lightning fast. Boulder going to be used there. He does take some damage over on the right side. Storm Call still available should he choose to dive, but it looks like both of them are going to back. Teleport 3 right now in the inventory for Hercules. Teleport 1 right now for Chaac.
Yeah, so Hercules is likely going to use this to get back to lane. Yeah, he will, and Chaac's going to run this one out. So NQ going to fall a little bit behind of the Game Hunter now. Already about half a level behind, and it's going to expand ever so slightly as Game Hunter is back in the lane first. Carino, do more done, 25 stacks.
So apparently Sylvanas has been banned or played Bart every single game of the qualifiers. The only god, I think, to do so.
Yeah, we'll see if that that last balance pass on him will be effective enough. I mean, he did play in 1 game. He was banned in every other game.
But he lost that game.
He lost that game. So maybe a little overvalued, but a very, very dominant dual laner.
You know, but this is something we see a lot when the meta starts shifting towards one god and it finally gets through. It almost always winds up losing because the player playing it might not be super, like, you know, have that affinity.
Right, hasn't played a lot of, probably hasn't played a lot of Sylvanas either, right?
Because people playing against it, though, are like, I remember what to do against
I know
this.
exactly what this is. Carino going to need a bomb in the mid lane there from Wolfie. Flurry Q and Zindern both there for support. Bouncing around a little bit. No, he ain't going in.
You won't do it.
He's not powerful enough.
He didn't do it.
Surprising no one. But it's 2 kills to 0 in favor of the Night's Watch. Here comes the Cataclysm onto 1. Flurry Q, you're dead, buddy. Yeah, get down.
Enough.
They use everything to get that kill, but they get it nonetheless. And the Gold Fury's back up in 50 seconds.
See, that's not great because Flurry Q can immediately get there.
A little too early.
Yeah, and they just wasted, maybe not wasted, but they used 3 ultimates and 3 very important ultimates. Those were giant AoE circles that they might need going into the next fight.
Yeah, they're going to have them up about 20 seconds, 30 seconds after the Gold Fury spawns. So we'll see how well the Night's Watch can dictate the pace of the game and kind of keep it on their terms.
Right there, Carino, a little bit off in the whirlpool, trying to find both Wolfie and the creeps, and in fact winds up not getting pretty much anything.
Yes, he does go in now. And Wolfie forced the Path of Flames away, and Zindern jumps away.
The one thing you should note about the Gold Fury here is that Zindern does, or rather Bushy does not have a lot of mana, but he is backing. Very, very smart call here. Gold Fury's up, and Flurry Q will be there to protect.
Ninja Bobat's pulled out of the lane, trying to defend.
Moek's there as well.
3 members in the base for the Spicy Waffles. A little bit of numbers advantage for the Night's Watch at the moment.
Hand of the Gods 3 available this time. That's going to be the Wrath of the Gods. You're going to see that on Geb.
Those ultimates still not up.
Yeah. Can we hover onto Geb here? That'll give us the best idea of a timer.
About 10 seconds.
Yep.
So it looks like they're actually going to recover from dumping those ultimates into the mid lane. No aggression on the Gold Fury. Yeah, just a free kill coming out. But would it have been a Gold Fury had they had those ultimates available?
Hard to say.
Hard to say. Maybe. But the Athena would have been alive still, so
that's
maybe
true.
not.
Right side, NQ Game Hunter continuing to farm. This is actually one of the most frustrating and annoying fights in the solo lane is just because right what you saw. He throws the axe and Torrent's behind you. You pull the creeps and driving strike behind him, and then you just walk away from each other.
Here we go. The TheNightsWatch have realized Spicy Waffles are out of position, and they're so out of position. This is free.
Yeah, you're going to see this. They're going to try to make a play. Bushy did not even have a hand 3. The ultimate wasn't even necessary. Things were bad as soon as you saw Ninja Bobat use Lacerate to go towards the lane. They had no idea that was happening.
Yeah, not even any wards really spotting that out. They just kind of figured as they saw some rotation or wards that spotted out the rotation that they were like 4-man farming the red buff there, and they give up the Gold Fury in exchange for a damage buff.
With that right side, Gain Hunter and NQ continue to slapbox. I mean, nothing's going to come out of that one. Even with rotations, I mean, they need mages to walk over there to get those kills. Jungler's not going to have an effect on those super effect.
Yeah, the TheNightsWatch here, 3 kills to 0. They're going to get a little bit of an advantage out of this one so far. And where has Medusa been so far this game? We haven't seen really anything coming out of this duo lane. And look at the advantage. It's ridiculous. 14 and 12 in the duo lane for the Hunter and Guardian combination of Moex and Elo Street. On the other side, it's 14 and 10 for Flurry Q, who's falling well behind.
He has 2 deaths right now compared to the 1 kill, 1 assist coming out from Wolf of Elo Street. I mean, that's what it comes down to, is how far ahead can your support get? And the rotations from Geb, strangely, have been much better than Athena's, and he's utilizing those Teleria boots that much better.
I'm just so surprised to see Ninja Bobat continuing for the same all-in build instead of the just safer Devourer's Gauntlets build in the Game 5.
Well, for me, it's been more like they keep looking at him. Bart, why are they looking at him? Why isn't he mad about it? They have Athena. He can make people look at him.
Yeah, where has that ultimate attempt been? Geb trying to posture up for a blink in. Not going to get it. They spotted the rotation coming out. Cinder continues to avoid damage by leaping over Wolfie, and actually the slow miss there. They're going to try for a big fight onto Cinder, but it's going to push Bushy out of the way. And here comes Carreño. Kraken will destroy the rotation. Flurry Q out of position as well, as Wolf of Illustrator is here. He's not going to get the knockup, but blinking forward. A Cataclysm likely to follow here if they want to go underneath the tower. Wolf of Illustrator pushing forward. Little bit of miscommunication there, but they'll push 2 members off of the mark very, very far. Game Hunter is here, but so is NQ, and he's going to be able to follow this one up. There's the Geb shield coming out. And now it's going to be the 5-man rotation from the TheNightsWatch into the mid lane here as Moex has rotated in as well. Can they take the tower out from under the Spicy Waffles?
They're going to try. Game Hunter, smart use of Boulder there to clear the wave, but they seem undeterred. No Cataclysm used. Caught looking there. Bobat sending some damage. Beautiful defense, mainly coming out of the Hunter there from Spicy Waffles.
Yeah, that ultimate hit 3. It looked like their beads forced out as well as they try to take that tower. 15 minutes and 48 seconds into this one. It's 4-0 in favor of the TheNightsWatch. 4,700 experience in their advantage. Just under 2,000 gold going their way as well. This is game number 5. Winner goes to the Pro League.
I think Zindern just used his overhand smash before the creep spawned.
Poor guy.
I'm calling that out. I'm not letting that one go.
That's a tough life.
They do get the left camps, though, on the side of blue. NQ and Game Hunter continue exercising futility.
Yeah, believe it or not, these guys can actually lose health. It is possible.
Prove it. I would like you to prove it.
I'll let you know when it happens.
So this is the build that I like. Runeforge Hammer coming out, although I would have... And this is something that's been missing from this... Oh, wait, we'll talk about that in a second. Oh, wow. Wolf of Elo Street taking a lot. Zindern, the remaining use of his mana. And then there comes NQ. Flurry Q, will he be able to escape? Does he have enough? Yes, he has enough mana because Overflow's going to give it to him. Carreño getting low. Axe toss in the back line. Going to find a 1-for-1 trade. Well, so, like I was saying, where are the Frostbound Hammers?
The FBHs?
Dude. I mean, it's 25 damage.
It's 2015.
Its attack speed slows. Its movement speed slows. And it's 400 health. Let me tell you, you put that with a Runeforge Hammer, and things just become delicious as a solo laner. There's just no dealing with it.
Zindern has jumped out of, like, every single Agni stun so far this game.
This is twice as good, this set, that I think I've ever seen him play.
He's doing really, really well in this set. Yeah, I mean...
This, to me, this is the Repicos.
Uh-oh, here we go. Bobat has a decent angle here. They may be able to force the Rama ultimate out. There's the dash. No last rate follow-up. Why?
Perhaps he thought he was going to get rotated on? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to be in the head of a pro player in that situation. Maybe just a little more fear than necessary, but...
Maybe it just looked like it was in range, and it wasn't from his perspective. Oh, okay, Moex.
All right.
Moex feeling himself here. No.
What?
Nuh-uh.
So both Hunters clearly having an episode of some sort. Not sure what Moex was trying to do there. I mean, the Bastett jump was up, as we saw, and misses all the points of damage.
Well, it's a fully stacked Doom Orb for young Poseidon here as he is going to be finishing it off, it looks like, with that wave. No, I was wrong. He's at 46, and he's a few more. Moex going to eat a little bit of poison there, but he's going to beads away the taunt instantly. And it looks like we're going to be in a little bit of a farming position here as we approach the 19-minute mark in this one. 5 kills to 1.
Spicy Waffles actually just hit a static 40K. Not really that far behind, just about the 1 Gold Fury. I mean, they're even on them that point, so it's really maybe just the 4 kills. Experience difference is where things are getting a little bit heavy, though. I mean, you can see the level still reflected pretty poorly.
TheNightsWatch, they've started up the Gold Fury yet again, and it's going down quickly here. Where is the response coming in? Medusa's leading the charge, but that's not who you want in the front line. Gold Fury now down under 50%. Here comes the rest of the squad.
Wait.
Backside is there for Game Hunter. The Fear No Evils use TheNightsWatch, does get the Gold Fury, but can they make it out gracefully? Carino trying to run away from the kitties on the right side. Wolf of Elo Street being pressured back by the Game Hunter and pulled back by the Game Hunter. NQ going to make it out of there. They're going to sacrifice their support, and that's just fine. It's a support sacrifice for Gold Fury. I've heard that story before.
Imagine if Moax had his ultimate.
Right.
With that, though, I mean, they do find the Gold Fury, which was good. They sacrificed one person being the support. He was 1-0 at that point, so a decent amount of gold, but, I mean, obviously super worth there for TheNightsWatch.
So they've built, the gold has been hard to come by in this game. The gold experience has really only been fully relegated to those objectives, the Gold Fury. And Zendrin once again dodging spells.
That was a flame weave he dodged.
He's just got Wolfie's number. He's got him downloaded.
Flurry Q actually just stopped the preemptive strike right there. Very, very, very good shot.
Well, 5-2 still, TheNightsWatch. They're pulling ahead slowly but surely in this one. The experience has been in their favor. The gold now starting to trend that way as well. And they're just kind of sieging these towers. They're trying to reduce the amount of farm the Spicy Waffles has available.
So I'm curious to see NQ go for these right camps when they were basically secured. He's giving up experience in the right lane. You see a lot of minions trying to burn that tower down. And his tower, as a result, is taking a lot of unnecessary damage. But his creeps finally meet up. He's going to wind up losing 4 creeps, maybe 5 total. There was a very large wave.
Yeah, well, he's going to be able to push this one back. Get a little bit of farm himself.
Oh, Wolfie, very low. Blinking from Wolf.
Yes, that's enough.
Was that an auto attack?
That was an auto attack that secured it. Yeah, and the Wolf of Elo was really just there just to stone shield him, honestly.
And it was a good play. I mean, getting that kill and shutting Agni down is huge at this point, especially considering somehow he's keeping level. He was 2-1, but that's going to make a 3-1-3 Poseidon at this stage, and he's getting very close to 18 as well. If
you are just joining us, guys, we're 20 minutes and 30 seconds into game number 5 here. Winner take all between the TheNightsWatch and the Spicy Waffles. Winner will go on to become a professional team in the Pro League. The loser will continue down the Pro-Am path of the Challengers Cup. It's 6 kills to 2 for the TheNightsWatch, and this is the first best of 5 today, the first series that we're going to be bringing you. Second best of 5 out of North America is coming your way directly after this game ends. It's going to be F. and Scott Gandhi on the call. For this one, I am Bart, and Brandon is joining me, and we are very, very pleased to bring you this 5th game between the TheNightsWatch and the Spicy Waffles.
NQ getting the better of Game Hunter there in that trade over and right, albeit Game Hunter still sitting pretty strong at about 60% health. I don't see much coming out of that. Remember, the teleports are online. He can back and teleport into the fight at any time. So realistically, it's just up to them to try to find kills in other areas. Fear no evil, not going to find the kill, but they will utilize enough offense there to push the red team back and find their tier 1 in mid.
Yeah, that's, you know, a nice use of that ultimate. So often we see those ultimates held for opportunities to kill gods, but those big area denial ultimates are excellent at taking these early game objectives, mid tower down, and it should allow the TheNightsWatch to even further put the strangle lock onto the Spicy Waffles and limit their farm opportunities in their side of the map.
So check out Game Hunter's build here, going into Titan's Bane.
Yeah, he did this last game as well. I believe it came in as his 4th item, however.
I'm not sure where he's looking for this. It's not going to give him the burst damage that he thinks he's going to get. Realistically, all this is going to do is make his tower push better. Much stronger build coming out from NQ here. As you see, the Runeforge is going to be finished. Plus, he's going to have that Wing Blade, which is going to be health, not defense, which means that Titan's Bane's not going to affect it outright.
With only 500 more gold to his name, NQ has built significantly better items for this stage in the game. Now, Game Hunter with the Titan's Bane should scale a bit better into the later stages of the game, but NQ, he's going to be a beast for a while with Runeforge Wingblade.
I love Wingblade. One of my favorite items in the game, 10% CDR, 10% attack speed, which is actually super great on Chaac considering his passive overflows, giving him free spells off of a certain amount of auto attacks. You're getting slow immunity, movement speed, like I said, 300 health. I mean, it's just a fantastic item. The only negative to Chaac that you could see is that if he's building health, it's going to be harder for him to get back to 100% off of his heal, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Bushi. Oh, using the beads and leaping away from that crack, and that one was on the mark as well, but this time Carino coming up a little bit short. That exact execution has worked 3 times so far in this match, though.
They're going to spend 2 ultimates for that, but remember, there is some CDR across the board here. About 32%, it looks like, for Han Batz, so not super long of a cooldown. We have 15% from Poseidon as well, so they're looking at like a 70-second timer comparatively to the beads that are 90 seconds, and with Gold Fury coming up in 30, that one looks like it could belong to blue.
Well, the first two have, or I'm sorry, the first one went the way of the Spicy Waffles, but the last two have been the Night's Watch. And this time, though, it's Spicy Waffles getting the vision advantage as Athena is there and counter-warding. We're watching the slap fight between NQ and Game Hunter. No one really able to do too much damage to the other with these two very, very potent warriors with their items up. Just so resilient.
What I would love to see is this fight start and NQ just hang around Game Hunter. When Game Hunter starts to go for the teleport, he silences him and then teleports himself, because he'll actually teleport faster than the driving strike will come up.
Oh, yeah, that's cute.
And he'll get a free teleport for, I would say, another 3.5, 4 seconds.
Once again, where are the Spicy Waffles? The positioning is just abhorrent now, as the Night's Watch will take another free Gold Fury.
It's possible. Flurry Q's coming in, but too little, too late.
Again, they're farming up that purple buff. The Medusa way out of position to contest it. Athena forced to stay near the carry and nothing cooking, and they just give away another 1,500 gold.
They don't have a Janus to rely on for random backdoor nonsense. They have a very tried and true team comp that's going to require pretty much textbook plays here. Now, NQ's going to move in. They had this whole trap set up, and they're like, crap, it's Chaac. Just forget it.
Yeah. No way he's going down. Not with a Geb shield coming out. It's a two-man taunt. Beads the way by Carino. He didn't want to get blown up by that Agni bomb, even though Agni wasn't in position. It would have been Bastett following it up.
That beads usage might hurt him. That's going to be a 90-second cooldown. And that's a sprint 3, not Heavenly Agility coming out. Now, usually Heavenly Agility is the big pickup here. So if you're seeing a sprint 3, what he's going to be looking for is Trident damage. Now, remember, Trident's going to activate 2 separate auto attacks on the side of his normal auto attack. So if he's able to rush people down, it's actually one of the, if not the highest damaging ability in the game.
It's a crazy sustained DPS spell if you're hitting it all the entire time, especially with an item like Spear of the Magus and Doom Orb.
So his next item, we see the Restored Artifact. Now, this has 2 paths. This could either be full CDR, right, if he chooses to go into the Chronos Pendant, or could be a massive amount of burst damage coming out from the Rod of Tahuti.
I think it's going to be Tahuti. I mean, already sitting at level 20.
Well, let's see the golden hand. This should tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, it's Tahuti.
That's going to be Tahuti, 300 gold away.
Yeah, he already has enough gold to finish off that Chronos Pendant is what we're looking for there, guys. He's sitting at 1,135 gold, and there's 1,800 gold in hand for the Ram as well, who's closing in very, very soon on his Rage Blade.
Oh, Moex trying to make a play there, but going to choose the wise there as he backs up. You see Bushy coming in to Claude. Maybe not going to do a lot of damage, level 17 right now. But at the same time, I mean, there's no reason to take it if he doesn't have to.
NQ holding down the front line. Game Hunter trying to make his way over slowly but surely. One thing we haven't seen any of yet, though, is anti-heal on the side of the Night's Watch.
And they're going to need some. I mean, Hercules will get to a point where he's not killable. And right now, there's no Beat Sticks, there's no Divine Ruin, there's no Pestilence, and there's no room for a weakening.
Yeah, there's nothing cooking yet. And Medusa's lifesteal will become relevant in the next 10 minutes in this game.
And check this out. Geb has Blink, right? One of the items that is sometimes necessary, but Athena, who doesn't need it because of Preemptive Strike, has Shell, making her team a lot tankier for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's the Aegis on Wolfie that's the one that you're saying, well, they've really forced something have the Nice Watch here. They forced out that Aegis 2 onto the Spicy Waffles mid laner Wolfie, which means that he can't take that utility spell like the Heavenly Agility or Blink even, Combat Blink on the Agni.
Got a lull here. Both teams kind of posturing towards Fire Giant. Neither team willing to force the engagement. Level 20's coming out, though. First one on the side of Spicy Waffles. Going to be Game Hunter. Over on the left side, though, there's 2.
Yeah, Carino and NQ. Let's take a look at the graphs real quick and see. I mean, as this game is stalled out, you can see that the graphs kind of continue to trend ever so slightly upward. The Night's Watch continuing to outfarm the Spicy Waffles even through this lull in the action, which is bad news if you're a fan of the Red Squad.
Carino, final Sentry Ward for his team, placing it down, and they're going to be able to pick this one up. We have one more Sentry. No, all have been placed.
Used. So, vision advantage to the Night's Watch now. And once again, where are you going, Bobat?
27 minutes in with only 8 kills on the board total. Zinder, no, I'm sorry, that was a ward.
It must be Europe.
I thought he was going for the Fire Giant, a la Bushy. Just starting objectives up as Humbots.
I mean, they really want to get this wraparound play. And now look, where are the Spicy Waffles going?
They're going to mid, man. There's, creeps there.
Okay, here we go. This could be the blink cataclysm we're looking for. He's going to see the 3. He's going to cancel it. He will. And he's going to find just the 1. They're going to bait it out. Flurry Q, the only one hit. Damage coming through from Rama as well. Here comes the taunt coming out, and they didn't get anything. It's a nice bait by the Spicy Waffles. They get the cataclysm use and get nothing in return from the Night's Watch.
That's right. Not even beads usage right there. With Lacerate coming back off cooldown, Bobat should have an advantage here. Where is the paralyzed? Need to find that stone gaze. Caught him looking. What you looking at, son? Goodbye.
Continuing on is the fight just outside of the Fire Giant pit and outside of the mid camp. So Hunbot's ultimately coming down. This is where the turnaround should happen. Zindern starting to do his damage. Knocked out of the fight is the Hercules. Over the top comes Zindern yet again, but forced out of this one as he's stunned by Herc. Wolfie's going to dash away, slowed down by the Ram, who takes to the sky. There's an Aegis Amulet. Should be an easy kill now. He's going to get a lot of damage as they're spread together. And Bushi, he's going to try to make his way out of this one. Game Hunter's being piled in onto. Wolf of Elishi putting in those powerful Geb in hands. Not enough to pick up the kill onto Game Hunter. But it's 4 members alive. The Fire Giant standing there, and Game Hunter the only one with an option, but he's going to recall. This is Fire Giant for the Night's Watch.
There's a ward behind the Fire Giant right now that belongs to Red, and check it out.
Does he have
had
Hog
the
3?
Teleport. He has Hog 3.
Oh,
there is
Game
steal
Hunter.
potential, but he's got to hurry up.
33%, 32%, 28%. He's got to go in
Driving
now.
strike.
Not going to get it.
No, he went for the cute boy play, right? He tried to go for the pull. He should have just driving striked in. He didn't find it. Bushy jumped down. Beads already down. They don't even care about it. The Fire Giant going to be activated onto 4. Carino going to be respawned as well. They have a perfect opportunity here to win this game.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right about that sprint 3. Look, it's going to be Demonic Grip coming out for Poseidon next. So Spear of the Magus plus Demonic Grip going to be stacking up that pen. True Damage Krakens are on their way.
Man, Chaac really having a great amount of success in this set, but not nearly as much success as Rama.
Yeah, Rama's been the answer here. Where Shibalanke was kind of the in-vogue pick, it now seems to be Ram. But yeah, what's up with the Chaac renaissance? I mean, we know that he was played more often in the Challengers Cup. He basically saw no play in the Pro League, but he's been very effective.
I mean, they just want to farm. That's what it comes down to. Chaac's the best farmer.
Yeah, as the meta shifts back towards that mystical male, all farm all the time. You know,
yeah,
but where was Vamana?
What Chaac lacks in damage, Mystical Male makes up for it.
But where's the Vamana?
For NQ, I would say I don't mind him not picking.
Well, NQ's
Vamana.
always been a tier and Chaac player. That's really.
But for Game Hunter,
the best that he has, and Loki back in the day.
That was the pentakill, right? I mean, that's where his namesake started. It was Loki and Vamana. Almost every game he had those hunters as well, and remember that Apollo for so long did so well. But they're gonna find a tier 2 and right. A lot of gold starting to swing in favor of the Night's Watch as their lead extends to 9,000 gold. They're going to be moving into the tier 2 here, and they have a lot of sustainability.
Yeah, they sure do. That Fire Giant buff plus Chaac as their frontliner, able to heal himself up rapidly. Right side here, looking to maybe set up some kind of ambush, perhaps as Bushy. But
Level 18?
yeah, he's very, very low. I mean, he's basically at pace with the supports at this point.
See, normally I'm a big fan of taking all the towers. Right there, I think they had a better opportunity to rush. Giving them any time to get farm is going to really hurt them because at this point, Flurry Q is going to have a hard time catching up at this point. Giving him the opportunity to farm while they take a tier 1.
Yeah, but they stripped the jungle out fairly well. Looks like they left the purple buff up, actually. The call came to go take the tower. They'll take the tier 2 as well. It gives them a huge influx of gold. However, as you mentioned, I mean, the only really item that's outstanding to me, the next big power swing is going to be the Deathbringer for Ram, but he's going to be very, very close after this.
Beautiful. Geb Shield going to stop the damage into the backline. 3-man Kata trying to get away there as Ninja Bobat as he tries to catch someone looking, but everyone learns the wiser. Into the sky, Moex looking for one more. Aegis gets used and he picks the right target. Flurry Q goes down. Game Hunter in a lot of trouble. Overhand smash as Zindern finds himself on a spree.
It's going to be very hard to keep the Night's Watch out of the base now. 2 members down. It's both of their frontliners, Agni and Bobat. On the Medusa are kind of forced to play the pseudo frontliner. Bushy just nowhere near tanky enough. And Night's Watch going to be able to take their attention to the mid Phoenix now.
They still have a minute left on this Fire Giant. They have taken all towers and a Phoenix in less than 3 minutes. That has been an incredible rush. Mid Phoenix goes down as well. 2 of the Firebirds removed from the map with only 1 remaining. Fire Giant's going to be respawning in a minute 40, and they're going to turn their sights to the Gold Fury.
They're going to go back for the Gold Fury here, trying to keep Spicy Waffles completely starved out. About 35-40 seconds left on this Fire Giant buff for the Night's Watch. They'll take this easily and fall back to the base. Maybe could have made a contest for that 3rd Phoenix, but they're going to go the safe route here and take the old Lady of Gold.
This is almost a very similar pattern coming out that we saw from Titan and Cloud9. You know, Titan looks very strong in 3 and 4 after dropping 1 and 2, but Game 5 belonged steadily to Cloud9. Same thing here for Night's Watch. It seems like they're taking their vows very seriously here in Game 5.
Yeah, the Sword in the Night. The Deathbringer is complete for Ram.
Speaking of swords in the night.
Yeah, he's 5 slotted with a bluestone still. Can sell that off really at his leisure.
Can we check gold in hand here? See if he should.
No, Brandon, we can't.
Pepperoni's
to hell with you.
Pepperoni's on the charts. All right. Anyway, going forward here, 33 minutes in. 11-3 right now. There's a pretty big disparity here in gold. Experience kind of getting shrunk a little bit due to the fact that people are catching up, right? Bushy a level behind, Flurry Q 5 levels behind. Everything else there is even, but then you look at the builds. I do, however, love the Witchblade coming out from Game Hunter, trying to shut down anything from Moix.
Anything he can do, yeah. 30 seconds until the Fire Giant is back up. This one is firmly in the control of the Night's Watch. Ahead, an absurd amount of golden experience at this point. And now the last Fire Giant contest coming back up, 20 seconds away. And you got to think that if the Spicy Waffles can't stop this one, it's just going to be the Night's Watch game.
They could just easily, even 5-on-5 with Fire Giant, rush that Titan down and burn it. There's no Titans. There's one Phoenix, which means his defense is very low inside that base right now. It's going to come down to a successful defense of the Fire Giant. And it's going to be hard because we talked about this. Bastett, at this stage of the game, doesn't bring a lot to the table compared to Batz, on top of the fact that she's already behind.
Fire Giant started up. No contest. There it is. It's the Night's Watch. And as I said, I mean, how did the Spicy Waffles hold it out now? Hunbot's ultimate coming out. Game Hunter the target. Kraken takes him out. It was that true damage from the Poseidon with all of that penetration. And now the Spicy Waffles on a full-on retreat. It feels like this is the Night's Watch making their way to the Pro League.
Demonic Grip Spear Kraken? Like, yeah, goodbye.
Stupid. GG.
See you later. And that was off the Whirlpool. One more shot's going to do it there. I mean, he jumped over and found himself in a pretty bad spot. He tries to jump back for the juke. Game 5 looks like it's belonging to the men of the Night's Watch. Give it up. They're going to find themselves in the SPL.
We now know our second qualified team into the Pro League. Dignitas will be joined by the Night's Watch out of Europe.
Incredible. Incredible set. Absolutely beautiful. Game 1 and 2 look like absolute stomps. Out of nowhere, they find their footing on the side of Spicy Waffles. Game 4, extremely close. One of the best comebacks we've seen probably ever.
Yeah.
But then Game 5, Night's Watch really just donned those cloaks and did what they did best, and that's control every part of the jungle. And a lot of that had to do with Zindern and Bushy's. It seemed like the skill differential there was just massive.
Yeah. Bushy was pretty hit or miss in this contest. I mean, that last kind of Bastett really kind of showed maybe the weakness there. I mean, he got blown up, what, twice by the Poseidon in the early game. They just set him so far behind.
The Poseidon pick in Game 1 was amazing. Poseidon pick in Game 5 was amazing. We're going to check out the first blood here, where we're going to show you just how it started. Carreño with a beautiful start to this game. Kraken is going to be right on point. Watch here in the back line. Double ultimate, no beads, ready to go, and got him inside the Whirlpool.
Yeah, and we saw that happen a couple more times, and that really seemed to break the game open. But I want to go back to, what was it, 2 uncontested Gold Furies, completely uncontested.
Out of nowhere.
By the Spicy Waffles. Like, they would just send their hunter back to the duo lane, and
you actually saw Ninja Bobat lacerate towards the duo lane.
Yeah, 4-man farming the red buff while the Gold Fury was going on by the Night's Watch. And I got to think that's really where this one slipped out of their control, was that really 4,500 gold they just let go.
Right, and maybe it came down to ward coverage, right? They didn't have the vision necessary. Maybe they underestimated their opponents, but really SPL level stuff coming out from the Night's Watch. They're going to find themselves against the best teams in Europe in the coming weeks.
Indeed. So congratulations to the boys of the Night's Watch, guys, and best attempts to the Spicy Waffles in their
really great set.
In their next campaign through the Challengers Cup. They did, I mean, just excellent game here. I mean, we've actually gotten really lucky to cast 2 really phenomenal sets out of the European qualifiers so far.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a great time, but we're going to actually switch the call over to F. and Scott Gandhi, as they're going to be taking the North American side of things.
They will indeed. That does wrap it up for the desk for me and Brandon. Thank you very much for watching the European qualifiers, guys. North America will be up in about 5 minutes with Scott and F. as Brandon said. For Brandon and all of the production guys and everybody watching at home, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll be back with North America in just a few minutes.